Okay, introducing Mason, doing an interview today. His mom.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Mason, with the first question.
All right, first question is what major historical developments do you remember in the 90s?
Well, in the 90s, I remember Bill Clinton became our president. He was elected during that time. There was a lot going on with the O.J. Simpson trial, and it was just a nice era to be in. It was very real. That's when I had finished high school, so it was a big move for me.
Hmm. So, politically about Bill Clinton, what do you remember about him?
Well, there was a big scandal. I remember I thought he was a great president, but there was a big scandal when he got impeached, and that made history forever. So that's always going to be remembered.
Okay. So, next is do you remember any new technological advances during the 90s and how did those impact your life?
Well, I remember being in high school when they first brought in the internet at the high school, and there was a big deal because people, the smart kids, used to hang out in the library or in the computer room,
Hmm.
and I used to think that was a huge highlight at our school. So from then on, technology just skyrocketed.
Hmm. What about things like day-to-day life for you, like things that you would use in your family?
Well, for my family, we used to have, I know we had a TV that barely worked, but it was one of the old school TVs. We had landline telephones, one per household, so which is not used any longer. Nobody really uses landlines anymore.
Hmm.
That's the actual hand rotary phones that we used to have back then. But these are things that we used to remember how to use and get used to. And pagers started coming in. That was really a cool thing. And
What is a pager used for?
mainly for emergencies when you wanted to get in touch with
For like an
somebody.
emergency contact?
Hmm.
What are some of your favorite pop culture things during this time?
Well, I loved the music. The music was really fun. The dancing was really fun. People actually danced and listened to records and CDs, and the shows were so important and so fun back then. Friends and Seinfeld and the movies. Going to the movies was a huge deal because kids used to, it was like a thing to do back then and listen to fun music and.
What, like the drive-in movies? Did you guys actually do those?
Yep, the drive-ins.
What specific movies do you remember?
Well, I loved the old movies, and I still have. Like Titanic was a huge movie back then. Shawshank was so powerful to me. I think that should be watched over and over.
And what was the most important political event that you remember occurring in the 90s?
Oh, and of course the shooting at Columbia. That was so sad and devastating for the country. So
Did that have any impact on you personally, or just like overall people around you?
just seeing the heartbreaks was just devastating
Okay.
for the world.
How was life compared from the 90s to now?
So the 90s was great. It was fun. It was real. Not right now, technology is taking over everyone's time and the interactions with kids, and people used to actually play and converse and write letters, handwritten letters. Now everything is text and email, and everything's going paperless now, whereas before everything was handwritten, looking at a map instead of having GPS, and just everything was just so different compared to now.
Do you think it's better back then with like this less technology, or better now where it's easier and a lot more accessible to people?
It was simple and good for us, and it made us really do a lot of research, like actually read at books instead of having a laptop. You look things up in a book. Now everything is technology. So it was good back then, but now it's exceptionally good.
It's just a lot easier now?
It's amazing now.
Okay.
It is incredible what technology has done to everyone.
What was like the general highlight with like the culture in the 90s? What were people wearing? What were people doing?
So it was fun because people would have different hairstyles. They'd want to follow the most current show at the time. They wanted to copy what movie stars were doing and wearing. So that was, the bright colors, the dress-up suits, the feathered hair, the a lot of lipstick, and so yeah, it was fun. People really took pride in their looks. Now I see kids at high school wearing sweats and hoodies
Yeah.
all the time.
That wasn't a thing?
Ripped jeans. No, that was not a thing. We used to actually dress nice to go to school.
All right, that'll be all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your interview, Mr. Philippi.
Mhm.
Hello, and here we are interviewing with Mason Philippi.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, Aaron, you're gonna have to. You're gonna.
It's been recording.
Yeah, I know.
Now, what's the first question? Go ahead, Mason.
I can't. I didn't expect you to do that.
And if you're referring
No. We're just gonna cut it. We're just gonna cut.
what was the question again? No, tell Dad to do it.
What?
I know. Good evening, and here we are interviewing. Here, being taken by Mason Philippi today, June 1st of June. Let's go, Mace.
It's not the 1st of June.
Hit it.
It's the 3rd.
We should.
Mom,
Google
I don't
some
think
of
you're
this
supposed
stuff.
to drink on camera.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're supposed to have that in the shot.
Yeah, I said that already.
Need a straw.